All right, we're going to say shalom to everyone. Thank the Most High for the Sabbath. I'm going to get into some information tonight in regards to the Igbo tribe in West Africa. There's a lot of information floating around on this information, this topic. So I thought I would just put my, few cents in and give out some, I would say, groundbreaking information on the point where how like if you take the word Igbo, IGBO, and you scramble it around, you'll get the word BOIG. So I thought I would do that. And like I said, this is some information that took a while to do. I scrambled it, did some research, extensive research on this information. And so what I want to do is, because that's the way I teach, and a lot of people that subscribe to my channel should understand that now, those that follow my videos, I, show the, I decode the English language so we can, kind of find out exactly the spirit behind their actions. See, you can't go by the certain names that's involved that they put out in the front, because sometimes they hide behind what they're really doing based on the spirit. You have to look at a person's actions and then come up with the name. Usually when you take people from a land, like we were taken from, the America, from, some parts of Africa into the Western world. Then you got those of us that stayed in Africa. A lot of us that still reside in that area. You got people that did this. Okay, there's a certain specific people, evil seed of the European. I want to make that clear that all Europeans are not evil. I have to say that because some people will get offended, and this platform of this media is for everyone. But I have to teach the truth. Some Europeans are very heinous. They're insane with their actions, period. And we know that. The Europeans are coming out telling you now. Okay? There's a specific seed. They're from the seed of Amalek, the ones that Amalek slept with. They have a certain hybrid type blood in them that causes them to act out various type of behavior. Okay, but to get back to the point, because crazy people, insane, enthusiastic people that want to be evil, like what Cain did because of jealousy and all that, that spirit of Cain linked all the way to today. So we got to realize that it's nothing new under the sun. That's in Hebrews. So what I did was I scrambled the word Igbo around, IGBO, and I scrambled it to the word Boig, BOIG, which sounds a little crazy, but as you see at the bottom, you see the word Heebo, because once you look up the word Igbo, IGBO, it's going to lead you to that word Heebo, because that's one of the linguistics or terms that you can use to identify West Africans, which is the tribe, which one of the tribes that we divided ourselves with is Igbo. So Boig, BOIG, what does that mean? Remember, we got to realize that there were people that colonized Africa, West Africa. You got the British that went over there and colonized certain areas. When you colonize something, I'm going to tell you, certain wars can break out, okay? Let's just be real, okay? You can do that research easy. Everywhere certain Europeans go, there's always takedown of some of the natives. So that's how you can identify the children of Israel throughout the four corners. It's real easy once you do the world history. So a lot of us just don't like to read. We'd rather play with our phones. Okay, BOIG. What does that mean? It means crazy, mad, insane, crazy about, mad about. What is Jacob? What is Esau mad about? Jacob and Esau were twins. They wrestled together. He didn't get the blessing. Just giving an overview. Jacob and Esau were twins. He didn't get the blessings. He sold his birthright. So he's angry at his brother because he got the blessings. He wasn't blessed with any land, right? Extremely enthusiastic about which is in parentheses, which means that they are extremely enthusiastic about trying to kill you. Hebrews, Heebo, Ebola, Below, Bealo, which means to make sick. That's why I said look at the behavior, then look at the word. Because if you just look at the word face value, it's not going to lead you into what they're really doing. And it gets deeper. When you when you go into the information about the word Igbo, Igbo, which is another identification of how the children of Israel would separate themselves under tribalships, which the Most High did that. He separate our people. That's how you understand the bloodline. Natives, all natives separate themselves under tribes. You got tribes in Filipinos. You got tribes in Vietnam. You got different tribes in the Aleutian Islands and Alaska. Tribes that split ourselves up, even the North American Indians. They split themselves up in different tribes. That's what we do. You talking about all the way in Alaska, Chugach, the Chugach people. There was a contract company that I used to work for. That word actually comes from the natives over there in Alaska. So when you just do some research, of course it takes time and it takes some reading. So when you look at the word Heebo, once you go into the studies on it, it leads you to Heebo, which is true. So when you look at Heebo, it does that tells you, I mean, just by looking at it, you can tell that it links to Hebrew, even though they're trying to hide it under the concordance. But that's okay, because I know why they did that. They would think, well, okay, well, if they don't see Heebo or links to Hebrew or Jew in the Hebrew, well, they get tired of looking. No, some of us just dig until, hey, oh, there's some hard evidence here. We found some hard evidence. Dig it up. So guess what I did? When you take the word Heebo, Heebo, as an acronym, folks, Heebo. If you go to it'll be a little tough, because you would have to go to a website called allacronyms.com. If you just put in acronymfinder.com, they must be under the Jewish powers to lead to kind of like not put everything out. But when you go to allacronyms.com and put in Heebo, it will give you the acronym. This is the acronym: Human Exonic Evidence Based Oligonucleotide. Or nucleotide, excuse me. That's a very big medical, scientific, or whatever you want to call it, chemistry type term here. So it's a little tough for me. I'm not used to saying those type of words. Human Exonic Evidence Based Oligonucleotide. Ugh, need 3 tongues just to say that. Sorry about the lighting. I don't know what's going on with this camera. Based, see that? Heebo acronym, Human Exonic Evidence Based Oligonucleotide, right? Now, when I did the research on this, which took most of the time, when you break down the actual acronym, right? Human. Of course, that's in this world, a person, right? Exonic, EXONIC, leads you to the word exon, which is, almost like the gas station, right? But they just got the extra X there. Exon. Then it means any segment of discontinuous gene, the segments of which are separated by introns. So I'm going to get into the intron thing real quick, but Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 4. Jeremiah 17 and 4 says, "And thou even thyself shall be discontinued from thine heritage, discontinued from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in a land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Thus saith the Lord, Cursed be the man that trusteth the man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Most High." So when you're discontinued from your heritage, and your heart departed from the Most High, eventually you're going to depend on flesh. That's what our people have done. You're discontinued from your heritage. You don't know who you are. So now your taskmasters or your slave master that you believe that can help you and give you some kind of job and all that, and now you think you're above your brother or sister because you got a high position or something at a job. You've leaned your flesh, your trust on this fleshly person here. So this is generational, but I'm not going to even go that route. Back to this human exonic evidence-based oligonucleotide, and I'm saying it better every time I try to say it, leads you to Jeremiah 17 and 4. When you look at the second word, you got human, okay? That just means a person. Now we at exonic, okay? Exon, any segment of a discontinuous gene. Discontinue. Who can discontinue a gene? We're going to find out how they're doing this. The segment of which are separated by introns. Now, let's go to the word introns, and it says a non-coding segment in a length of DNA. Non-coding segment in length of DNA that interrupts a gene coding. A non-coding segment in the length of DNA, which is deoxyribonucleic acid, that interrupts a gene coding sequence or no translated sequence, the corresponding segment being removed from the ribonucleic acid, which is RNA, copy before transcription. Now what they're saying is, when you transcribe something or transpose, it's from an original form. So what's happening is a non-coding segment in width length of DNA that interrupts a gene. This is all in the acronym of human exonic evidence-based oligonucleotide. Okay? So I wanted to break down what introns mean because I didn't know what introns mean. And it's telling you a non-coding segment in the length of DNA. Non-coding. So exon actually means any segment of a discontinuous gene. All right? Let's go to the other letter, which is evidence. E. Okay? Because we had, Heebo. So we then broke down H, E, and then we had the other E, which is evidence. Evidence just means confirmation. Okay, there's evidence that somebody wants to decode your DNA. Heebo, right? Then it says what I have here, based, which is human exonic evidence based. Based just means foundation. So they know that there's going to be some people that have a foundation over there in West Africa where we at. Usually where they do all their experiments, right? Then you have the word oligonucleotide, and you break that down, which means a polymer consisting of small number of nucleotides. Okay, nucleotides mean any of a group is considered biochemistry. Any of a group of molecules that, when linked together from the building blocks of DNA or RNA, compose of a phosphate group, the bases adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine, and a pentose sugar. In RNA, the thymine base being replaced by uracil. These are different terms. Of course, I didn't go through everything, but I'm going to tell you what it's actually saying. They're going to give you a certain type of chemical based on your genotype, your genetic trait, to discontinue you. That's what this is actually saying. So you all can do the research and put in Heebo, and you'll find out that acronym. That's what that actually means. I'm going to read exon again because that's the biggest word. When it says human exonic evidence based oligonucleotide, right? Exonic, any segment of a discontinuous gene. Discontinuous. What are you talking about? Discontinuous. Remember, there's a video that I put up a while back called the God Gene. They understand that there's a specific people in the world that have this particular gene of the Most High to do certain things. They can stop the weather and all that. They can do certain things, and they know it. Even on the left-hand side, our people still doing certain things based on the Most High limited our powers. You talking about the Indians would do rain dances and it would stop raining. Voodoo and all that. The tribe of Levi, the Haitians, doing voodoo on the left-hand side. So they understand that there's a specific a genetic trait that some of our people, that a lot of our people have. And what they're doing, based on what I'm reading here, from the 70% understanding that I can comprehend based on what I'm reading from the acronym, it is telling you any segment of a discontinuous gene, that's exonic. There's evidence, then it says evidence-based oligonucleotide. Oligonucleotide. Oligo means just a small amount. Nucleotide, of course, is molecules linked together to form a building block. So they're actually trying to stop you from reprocreating. That's the information that I'm getting from it. So when you read Jeremiah 17:4, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. That's how the Most High is allowing Satan to do certain things. So of course they're going to be putting formaldehyde in the waters over there in West Africa, and certain places over here where this so-called Ebola thing is out being, popping up all over the place in America, Dallas and other places, because they're putting certain things in the water. And I said that a long time ago in August when I made that first video about Ebola, that Ebola scare. That they're going to put things in the water, they're going to put things in the air, in your toothpaste or something that is going to be something that you're drinking or things of that nature. I kind of figured that back then. And I thank the Most High for the blog talk that the brothers from the GOCC brought that out. So, it's the information is out here for us to research, but of course it's decoded. I mean, it's coded, so we got to understand how to put things in perspective and kind of just decode it ourselves, because only people we're gonna have is us anyway. So there you have it. I just wanted to get into that real quick, not too much of a big video. Heads up on that. If anybody have any comments or any more information about this human exonic evidence-based oligonucleotide, let me know, because like I said, it took me a while to kind of actually break that down, because it was kind of tough to, go through each medical term or whatever scientific term here. All right, this is something that is insane when you look at the word Boig, B-O-I-G, which is the word Igbo scrambled. That's insane. It's insane to go test people with Tuskegee, okay, in that Tuskegee area, dealing with polio and the HV virus. That's insane. That's insanity. That's crazy. That's why you look at that word. Okay, yeah, but okay, who came up with the word Igbo? We're Hebrews from the beginning. That's an English term. So of course we are labeling ourselves under the English language, not knowing that it leads or links to our heritage by just our spirit. So there you have it. I'll be making more videos. This is my life, and I'll be doing this for the rest of it. Shalom.